Hey guys, haven't made a video in a while, and with all this going on, figured this might be the perfect time to kind of go over things as far as hair replacement. I haven't done any videos in quite a long time, but I still get a lot of emails and questions asking about my bases and glues and what's best, and so I kind of figured I would go over everything a little bit. Um, I don't wear as much as I used to, just because I work from home mainly, and and I own a food truck, so I can wear a hat a lot of times. I started out with Hair Club back in like 2003, and I was with them for about 6 years. I was paying roughly 300 bucks a month, 350 a month, right in there. And all it was a French lace unit with a thick poly edge, and they would attach it for 4 weeks, and you'd have to change your frontals once a week or so, and it was the frontal tape, I mean, and it wasn't worth it. I mean, it's just not worth it. These companies rip you off big time. Doing it yourself, you can save a ton of money. I just didn't know better, and most people don't know better. That's what these companies are hoping on, is they don't want people to be able to do it themselves. As far as bases go and short-term wear, long-term wear, there's so many options, and you got to just kind of figure out what works best for you. So as far as what I have right now, is kind of fell over there, is the one unit I'm working with. I have another one. I have a new custom coming from LaVivid. It got a little, I think it got a little delayed with all this stuff going on, but I did send them my other unit to copy. And my unit that I really like right now is a hybrid unit. It's a lace base with a .03 hairline, .03 skin hairline, and the reason I like that is I think skin .03 skin hairline will give you the best hairline for an undercut style, or it's just very easy to slick back and be very natural. Um, the problem most people have with poly units and the .03 thin skins is that they create these hard lines with their units, and that's due to the trimming of the excess skin that comes on the unit, and I already have mine trimmed, of course, but the excess, what I do is I'm very meticulous. It can actually take me a day to 3 days till I'm satisfied with it. Is I use little manicuring scissors, and I trim just little pieces off the excess at a time, trying to go right up to the hairline, but not cutting into it. Because if you cut in, the difference in cutting into a hairline, or even just a little bit between lace and skin, is drastic. Lace, the hairs are usually single knotted or split knots, and if you cut the lace, the hair just falls out. With skin, they've been V-looped in, and so you get these little nubs that just kind of stick in there, and they create such a hard line, and it looks very unnatural. And I think that's where a lot of people don't like thin skin compared to lace, because that can happen. But if you do it right and you trim the lace, you trim the skin very meticulously, it looks amazing. Like, it looks really, really good. And for me, I think it lasts longer just because I'm a short-term wearer. I don't like wearing more than like a week. I usually switch after that, especially if I'm doing on an all skin. Like, there's no way I could last like 3 or 4 weeks. Like, I would get too itchy. With lace, lace is good. There's French lace, Swiss lace, super fine Swiss, and those are really good for tape. You can use tape, glue. Got to be doesn't work as well on poly just because it doesn't breathe. and with it not breathing, it's not going to fully dry. So it's always going to be kind of moving a little bit. With the lace, lace is very good. The problem I have with lace is, especially on stocks, is the density. Density is key to a hair replacement. If your density is wrong, it's gonna look like garbage. It's gonna look like you're wearing a wig. That's the biggest takeaway I can give anyone is density. Most stocks come in medium light, which is 100%. Stock 0.03 skins, they're usually better. They're probably around 85 to 90%, I would say. If you can see, let me see if I can get a picture of this for you. Sorry, I don't have a good video set up here. So you can see through the hair, and it hits the scalp. You can see through. Whereas if I had a lace unit, and a lace stock, you probably would not be able to see through the skin. I mean, you need to be able to see that scalp. You don't want that dreaded wall of hair. It just screams hairpiece. So when you're ordering, I would always suggest ordering light density, which is about 80%. Even 75 is fine, especially if you're older. Like I'm almost 40. If you're in your mid 20s, early 30s, I mean, still stick with light density. I mean, the only people that can really get away with thicker densities are maybe late teens, early 20s. Oh, and for tape, you cannot put tape on a 0.03 skin. It's going to rip it. You can't do it. It has to be glue. I use, in the different glues, let me go over that real quick too, is you have white glues, which are water-based, you have acrylic glues, you have latex-based glues, and everything's going to be based on your body chemistry. White glues don't work as well for me. Especially on the hairline, but they are a lot easier to clean up than acrylic. In my opinion, like acrylic would be like Walker Ultra Hold, Davlin Green, Davlin Black. Your white glues would be like Ghost Bond, oil resistant white glue, ORWG. So what I do with my full poly unit is I take the Davlin Black, it's a great acrylic, and I use it just on the hairline, and then I use Ghost Bond, just a little bit of Ghost Bond around the perimeter edge, and then I put the Got to Be gel on my scalp, so that way it'll still hold in the middle, and I still get a nice solid hold around the edges and around the hairline, which will last 4, 5, 6, 7 days. But then when I detach, I don't have a full mess of glue to clean up. I only have the edges and the hairline, and then I can just wipe the Got to Be off. It just washes off with the water. With lace units, the Got to Be works really well unless you're sweating a lot. Then you might have some issues, but for the most part, it dries really easily. But it does break down with water, so when you shower, that's pretty much it. It's a daily, day, 2 day wear max. With lace, I have a problem with the hairlines as far as they're knotting. I don't like split knots. I prefer single flat knots. If you look at my Instagram, single flat knots look so good. They look like they're just like growing right out of the scalp. They look amazing. And so if you're ordering custom, definitely order 1 inch of single flat knots at the hairline. Split knots for the rest is completely fine. But the hairline, single flats. The reason I really don't like lace anymore is, again, because I'm a short-term wearer, and the lace likes to fray very easily. It's very easily mangled, unless you're going with like French. And French, even then, French can be a little easily frayed. So I would definitely take that in consideration. If you like wearing for 3-4 weeks at a time, Nothing wrong with that at all. But for me, the best I've had so far is it's a lace base, so probably about 3/4 of it is lace. It's the back of it's from back here all the way back around, because I like to do an undercut, shave sides. It's very easily managed. And then I have the skin for the front, so I can just put my Davlin acrylic on, and then I can either do tape on the lace part, or I can use Got To Be for the back part, and that dries really easily, and that'll last me a few days. If you like a glue tape, then the 3mm tape is excellent. I would definitely recommend that. It's pretty much glue in tape form. It goes on, and then after it sets, it'll break down into a glue. It's a little bit harder to clean up than tape, but it looks 10 times better on lace units. There's the mirror slide. I want to go over the mirror slide. Mirror slide is great for cleanup, either lace or poly. So once you've soaked your base, after you've used whatever your solvent for removing your glue or your tape is, and you have bits that are stuck either in the lace, or if you have some that are still stuck on the poly, any hand mirror or even your bathroom mirror, I mean, and it cleans up really easy with Windex, like it really does. But you just take the bottom of the unit. So you just take the unit and you just drag it across the mirror. And the glue will actually adhere to the mirror, and it'll just pull right off, and it just sticks right to the mirror instead. And it makes cleanup so much easier. And then your unit's clean, and then you let that dry, and while that's drying, you can just take some Windex and some paper towels, and it'll clean up all the excess off there, no problem whatsoever. But yeah, if you're doing this right, you really shouldn't spend more than maybe like $100 a month on hair. And that's including like your cuts and stuff like that. Like, I can make a unit last quite a while because I don't wear as much as I used to. But if you guys have any more questions, I'm going to do an attachment video soon, and I'm going to do some other videos, but I just wanted to get some basic information out there. But definitely density. Order light density, people, for sure. That's it. Leave some comments, questions, email me, check out my Instagram, any questions you have. And check out LaVivid. They make a great product, and I've been really happy with what they've been sending me. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.